Hi everyone, welcome back to Sports Khabri. With me is Adi today, and we're just going to run through some of the things that are looking slightly concerning for India ahead of this fourth test in Manchester. So yeah, Adi, I don't know where to start, bro. With this, uh, I think the biggest concern for India is the fact that they will be missing Akash Deep. Shubman Gill has confirmed that he will be missing this fourth test, and this is a huge worry because, firstly, we don't know if Jasprit Bumrah is going to be playing. And in Bumrah's absence, we've seen that Akash can deliver. He's looked good in English conditions. He's been able to hit an area on the wicket and get some seam movement out of whichever wicket he's bowled on. Is of course capable of swinging the ball as well. Um, that's one. And the other is, of course, also the fact that there is no Arshdeep Singh to replace him. That's another concerning thing because yeah, if you don't have Akashdeep, you probably might have tried to turn towards Arshdeep, who would have given you something different from that left arm angle, but um, that's not going to be the case. And on top of that, Prasidh Krishna has really struggled. Given all of this, Adi, do you think this is the biggest worry for India going into this test?
I mean, yeah, I think it will be one of the main concerns, at least in the prospect of okay. I mean, either third pacer. I think over the past two games, you can say to a huge extent they look more settled with having Bumrah, Siraj, and Akashdeep as the main bowlers, and the main fact is that we know in for India, Bumrah is going to miss two tests this series, so it was
Yeah,
already a matter of fact that you're not going to get him for all five games. You need to have at least your second bowler who's consistent there at the pace every game, and maybe the third bowler who comes in behind Akashdeep for as a replacement for Bumrah would take up a bit of the second phase of the bowling. So it would have been a bit more easier for India to have Akashdeep in the team because he has played well to an extent this series, and you needed that rhythm of playing that test match, especially with his bowling lineup where I think it is inexperienced overall. Like apart from Bumrah and Siraj, you don't have your replacements who have played enough Test cricket. You don't even have players like Ashdeep Singh who's yet to make a debut for India. Guys like Prashad Krishna who's not really played a lot of cricket for India in Test cricket and overall international cricket itself. So you would have liked to have someone like Akashdeep who's been consistent for India in Test cricket for the past 1 year at least, and losing him, and top of that losing Bumrah, maybe not for this test but for the next test, if
yeah,
he plays this test, and you don't know what's going to happen in the last test. Like India has to win
yeah,
this test, we know that first, because if India wins this test, then the big questions about if Bumrah is going to play, will Bumrah play or not, and on top of that losing Akashdeep for the test where Bumrah might miss, I think it's a bit too uh, just too unfortunate. And I think it's a bit of a huge blow, like
yeah.
in terms of the consistency you'll get from the bowlers. I think he's one of the guys who will be bowling, the good line and length throughout this thing, and not having him and not having Hasdeep Singh to come and replace him is a huge blow.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a big blow because in terms of India winning the series, of course, we know that Test cricket, bro, it is one if only you get 20 wickets. It's you need a solid bowling lineup wherever you play to win you games of Test cricket. And here, it's again that issue, right? The fact that even if now the reports saying that Jasprit Bumrah is going to play the Manchester Test, India's first 11 is obviously not out. We don't know. He's in the squad, so there's a huge likelihood that he will play the four test. And fine, Bumrah plays the four test. You have Siraj with him, and potentially Prasidh Krishna or Anshul Kamboj who's come in to replace Ashdeep. So you've got a you've got that combination for you, but even if you win that test, you go into that last test without Bumrah, without Akashdeep, which means a lot of pressure on Mohammed Siraj for that last test, and that's what is very saddening at this point because you're 2-1 down in the series and you don't have Akashdeep and Bumrah for one of those test matches, and I think that is a huge, huge blow. Your chances of winning the series, I think, sort of it reduces a lot because of this. Um, But yeah, that's one. That's Jasprit Bumrah. I think that's. I'm sorry. I'm saying Akash Deep
I
is
think
one of the
Bumrah is
biggest
playing
concerns.
this test. I think Siraj already confirmed that Bumrah will be playing this test, if I'm not wrong, right? In the
He,
press
he
conference,
said
Siraj did
he said a
confirm
press
same.
conference. Yeah. Then yeah. I mean, anyways, like it even without the squad out, yeah, it is extremely likely that he will play. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
without the lineup out for the game. Yeah, of course, because he's yeah, you just have to play him, bro,
You have
because you
to play
can't
him
take
because
him.
of losing
Yeah,
everyone, bro. Like you
yeah,
can't
you gotta play him.
go into the last test. If India loses this, what's the point of playing Bumrah for the last
Yeah,
test? I think
exactly. It makes sense. He
we
plays
won't even
anyways.
have a discussion, right? So like, I
Yeah.
think he is going to play anyways, and he's had 1 week of a break. It's not like he hasn't had the time to
Mm,
recover from the last test. So maybe he will end up playing. But I feel like, bro, the issue is again. I've heard a lot of rumors or whispers that even Kuldeep Yadav might get a chance. I was reading articles where they were talking about how Kuldeep Yadav might be coming back into Test cricket. I mean, next for the next game. I think it makes a bit of sense because you have lost your pacers in Akashdeep and Ashdeep Singh. Now,
yeah.
I think they've called in Anshul Kamboj, but I am I'm more like 100, almost 100% sure that they won't play him this test match. Like I don't
Mm.
expect Kamboj to play this test match. Like I really don't think they will end up using
No, I
him.
don't think they'll play. I'll probably go back to Prasidh Krishna itself.
No, but if Bumrah misses, they'll have a pacer less. Like that's the point. Like
No, Bumrah
I
will play.
think
Bumrah will definitely play.
not tomorrow, but just generally like when Bumrah sits out, if it's tomorrow, if it's next test match. I do think they will end up get. That's the point. Like I've read articles where they're saying that Kuldeep Yadav will get a chance in this test, like the fourth test. That's what I read. I don't know if it's based on Washi Sundar or is it based on they're happy to have two pacers and then three spinners,
Bro, there's no way we can play three
which
spinners.
wouldn't
There's
make a lot of
no
sense. But
way. There's no
yeah,
chance. If India do that, bro, that'll be insane. But like, bro, that's not. I don't see that happening at all. But the other one that we know is not going to happen is Nitish Kumar Reddy. He's going to miss this test again because of injury. So another, I don't know how bad a blow that is. Um, it maybe a big blow in terms of the fact that he was very effective with the ball more than anything else in the previous test. So if that in that sense, maybe it's a concern that we're losing Nitish Kumar Reddy and you're also losing your fourth seamer, which means India have a lot of workload on the three seamers play, or they might even have to say, Anshul, play this game. You play Prasidh Krishna also and play four seamers. Maybe even drop one of the spinners in Washington or Jadeja. That's a conversation that they might be having because you don't have that extra seamer that Nitish Kumar Reddy was going to be. And of course, the batting, we'll talk about the batting, but just in terms of what he added to the bowling in the previous
they
game,
have
they're not
Shardul
going to
Thakur.
get it.
They
Yeah,
do
Shadul
have
Thakur, of course. Of course, Shadul Thakur is obviously another option. So, Shadul Thakur and maybe Prasidh Krishna or Anshul Kamboj, one of the two. One of the two teamers will play. Of course, Prasidh Krishna or Anshul Kamboj definitely play. And for Nitish Kumar Reddy, are you saying Shardul Thakur plays, or are you happy with the two spinners, or and then you maybe say Karun drop down a little in the batting order, let Sai Sudarshan play at number three. What are you going to do?
Bro, I think with the batting order, I think for sure now I expect Sai Sudarshan to come back because no matter what you have an extra less you have a less batter now with Nitish Kumar Reddy leaving, and the fact is you have one batter already rest. You will have to end up playing an extra batter because this Indian team doesn't have that batting all rounder kind of player. And looking at your all rounders, it's only going to be Shardul Thakur. I just don't think the team trusts him enough to play because if they did, they would have just played him the second test. You saw it; they were very happy to replace him quickly after the first test. I don't think it would make. I mean, I do think to an extent it makes sense to get back Shardul Thakur. Like I can't lie because of the fact that India has that need for the fourth pacer and the fourth. I mean, the all-rounder for India is not a you know medium pace, whatever, like seam bowler in terms of the all-rounder. So you will want to play an extra seamer means you have to bring in Shardul Thakur. You have no other choice. Because the conversation is what can you play four seamers? You don't even have four seamers right now to play four seamers. Can you play three seamers and two spinners? I think that can happen. But do I think Washi will play this test match? It wouldn't make so much sense for me in terms of why would you want to play Washington? Like I don't think there's any need for him to play. Uh, in terms of I don't know. I don't think you are going to get just the way I've seen him over the past two tests. I don't think he's balled enough. I know the last test match, the second innings, he did ball a lot, but even in that, bro, I really don't think there's a lot of turn in his when I watched him ball. Like it was
Yeah,
more about.
but I think he's demanded a place, bro. He's 4 for 22 in the second innings, and
But look at the wickets. It was not a matter of turn. I think it was just a matter of they didn't
no,
pick the
whatever
line.
whatever
Yeah,
it
I mean, I
was, like,
agree.
yeah,
But I agree to the extent of like I think what Stokes' wicket was I don't think was impressive. I don't know one more wicket I don't remember now. It's been a week, but
no,
the wickets I've watched,
Joe Root tried to sweep him and he got out. So that
yeah, yeah, I remember. I feel like the wickets. I mean, at the end of the day, when you get four wickets, it's great. But I'm putting the context of get using him as a spinner, as a bowler. You're
no,
only
but
most likely going to use him a lot in the second innings, latter stages. You know what I mean? You're not using
yes,
a
but
lot of him in the first innings, and you need
yes,
that.
yeah.
I feel like you need that extra batter because if I'm getting 50, 60 runs each innings from that batter, that's like at least 100 to
No,
120 runs.
who plays in place of him? You're saying then Shardul Thakur plays him. No, then how would
I'm
you play
saying if you
Shardul Thakur?
get him Thakur, you can play Sai Sudarshan also, is my point. Because
No,
Shardul
but
Thakur
then you
will
can
see the
see
point is if
when
Shardul
I
Thakur come for Nitish Kumar, right? And
yeah.
then you can't play two spinners. I mean, you can play two spinners then, but my point is then you're not going to be able to change the top order, which I think needs that
So
change.
you're saying you would play like Shardul Thakur and then play Sai Sudarshan in place of Washington Sundar.
You have to, but because who else can you play in terms of you can't play anyone else right now. Like you have to get in Thakur back
No,
because
I'm saying I have a feeling they might even just say, bro, we'll play a straight swap for Akashdeep. You take one of Prasidh Krishna or Anshul Kamboj, play one of them. Play both the spinners because to be fair to them, they've done their job. Jadeja has
but you're
been very good
saying
with the bat.
so you're saying you're okay with three pacers and two spinners
Yeah,
in the
I'm
matches.
saying because Jadeja has been very reliable with the bat, he's almost playing as a very solid batter in the team right now. You're playing Washington Sundar, who has got 4 for in his last game. However, I think he got a actually now that I can remember the wickets, he bowled a beautiful ball to Jamie Smith. He got him bowled.
Yeah, the
I don't know
Jamie
if you
Smith
remember.
wicket was really good. Even
Okay,
I agree
so
to that.
yeah, and whatever, like he's done his job. I don't think you can blame him. At least with the ball, he's done his part in the second innings. And I think the first inning also he got a couple of wickets. So
But Rahul, my
with
point is he's replaced the batter. Like Washington Sundar right now is in this team as a replacement to a batter who is Sai Sudarshan. I'm not talking about Sai Sudarshan per se, but I'm talking about the position of an extra batter. And I've been saying like India needs an extra batter to play these conditions in England. Like it's always better to have an extra batter
no,
in
I'm
these conditions.
in both our cases, it's the same. Three fast bowlers are the only people who can't bat. Everyone else can bat.
But then who is you're saying you want Nitish Kumar? I mean, you're saying Sai Sudarshan comes in for Nitish Kumar Reddy. That's the only change you're gonna make in terms of the batting order.
Yes, correct. I would play whatever Sai Sudarshan or Abhimanyu Ishwaran, one of the two.
What
But Sai
about
Sudarshan, there were images of him already going out and batting in like in the rain and all of that. So it looks like he's
yes?
gonna play.
I mean, that I really don't. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we
I'm
can you can look at it a bit, maybe not okay. I think that is a bit iffy. But yeah, I think if someone gets a chance as coming back to number three spot, most likely I think it can be Sai Sudarshan. Even though I would have liked to see Abhimanyu Ishwaran play, like matter of I want to see what he can do in international cricket with the numbers he's had, but I don't know if they're going to let him or like pick him up. But bro,
no,
I think regardless of that, India need a fourth seamer or a second
No,
spinner.
I agree. I think India need a fourth singer, but I just think it's such a difficult situation now that has come in. And right now, after Shardul, whatever we saw with him, saw him win the bat in that one test, I maybe just feel like it might just be worth risking and playing both spinners, and you might just get something more out of the bat with Washi than you will get with Shardul, and then you bank on the fact that your three
Bro, but
fast bowlers
I,
will take you home.
I think Manchester's I think it's going to be very cloudy. If I'm not wrong, I think it was
Yes,
raining
it's supposed
today.
to be good conditions. It's supposed to be cloudy, but Bumble has said that the wicket is supposed to be very hard, very flat, and apparently all the games at Old Trafford have been very good for batting. So even if
Then
there are cloudy
I think
conditions,
that's my point. If it's very good for batting, would you risk an extra spinner? Do you want an extra spinner there?
no, I'm saying then if the wicket is good for batting anyways, then it's fine. Like there's no real for me. I know it's a risk. I ideally I would love to play four seamers, but just given the situation that we are in, I think I would just take the risk and play three seamers, two spinners, and then you just make that change at the top where you bring in drop Karuna down the order and play Sai Sudarshan or Bhuvaneshwaran. And yeah, that's that. And which
So
also
you
brings me, yeah, yeah.
so you don't want Karuna like replaced for this test in terms of batting.
Because I think that question has been put to bed. Gill was also asked about it, and he said they're going to back him to score
Yeah.
runs again. So it looks like he's going to play. And now with Nitish Kumar Reddy gone, I think he will play. Like I don't think it's a question anymore. And if that is the case, yeah. So I
I
think
think.
that is one conversation that's been put to bed.
What about Dhruv Jurel? Do you think punt Dhruv Jurel? I think that's also a conversation, right? Because
Is
if
he?
punt is
I don't
injured,
think Dhruv Jurel is in the squad.
sorry,
He's not in the squad. He's in the squad. He's in the squad.
who? Rishabh Pant?
Yeah, sorry, Dhruv Jurel. No, Rishabh Pant. I
Yeah,
don't know what is the situation.
bro. I read like again reports, nothing more than you know
But yeah, but they're
rumors
saying that
around
he's
the
on
world.
track to play this game.
Is he going to keep and play, or is he only going to
Yes,
play as a
keep
backup?
and play, keep and play.
That's confirmed, or
That's
it's
what that's what ESPN's latest report has said. The one that also says that Bumrah is going to play.
that's interesting.
So if Pant plays, that
Oh yeah,
doesn't sadly.
apparently Gill has confirmed that Rishabh Pant will keep also.
Yeah,
So
so
that
that's
means,
what
or
it
or
does look
what,
like he will play.
or would you think they might end up getting Dhruv Jurel as the extra batter and keep Karuna at three? That can also happen. So I think
That
it's
can
two
happen,
options.
but I just, bro, I don't know. I know I'm reading a little bit too much into it, but to for Sai Sudarshan to go out in the middle and start randomly practicing and just visualizing and all of that, I think it's a sign to me that he is going to play this test and he's going to bat at number three. I don't know, but like for me, I would love to see Dhruv Jurel play. There's no doubt about it. I'm a huge fan of Dhruv Jurel. I think he's a great cricketer. I think he's a great batter. I would love to see him
Yeah.
at six. And I think India will need a long term number six. And I think Dhruv Jurel can be the guy. Even if Pant plays, I think he's one of those players who will do very well at number six if he plays regularly. It's the only issue I think for him. Actually, no, there is no issue. I think I would it would be really nice to see him at number six, or if he's given a chance and to play for a little longer. It'd be nice to see. I don't know.
I think for him the issue is Pant is taking up his spot because India need an extra. Unfortunately, India need to play two all-rounders because if you call Jadeja as an all-rounder, you have to also play you know, a seam all-rounder because you need the fourth pacer generally, especially overseas conditions. And
Yeah.
that time you're not gonna find Dhruv Jurel playing a lot.
No,
I
that's
think
what
in
I'm
India,
saying. So you play Dhruv Jurel at six. Then you play your two all rounders, one at seven, one at eight, and then you play three bowlers. That's five bowlers for you. So you
I mean
can play
that's
Dhruv Jurel at six.
but
So
the yeah, I mean that's fair, but
no, this is
yeah,
in
I
the
think
long term. I'm saying I'm saying in the long term, not this series, obviously.
yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
get it. I feel like you could have done that this year also. I mean, no, because this batting conditions have been very nice for batters to play on. I don't even think there's going to be a matter of okay, can this guy adapt to these conditions? Can this guy? He's too young. Can is he okay or is he ready enough to play these conditions? Because it's very flat. Like it's not windy enough. I've seen those conditions. It's not been windy apart from the first test. I don't think it's been windy. I think it's been very
Mm.
stable conditions. The pitch. behaves same way all 5 days almost. I think it gets better to bat to an extent, by day three, four, five. I think they could have played Drew Jurel at least one test, bro. I think the lineup you said, I think if India went into this test series saying we're gonna keep a stable 11 and not change a lot, you could have done that also. Like, Drew Jurel at six, Nitish Kumar Reddy, Jadeja, and then you have your three paces. I think the only swap and change every game would have been in terms of maybe like uh okay, actually to be fair, then you have a Karuna or Sai Sudarshan debate because you can't play Karuna and Sai Sudarshan in the
Yeah,
batting
you
lineup.
can't play both. So you need one proper number three who's going to play, who's you can rely on and say this guy's going to be my number three. But anyway, either way, like right now it does look like Karun Nair is going to be a little bit lower down the order if Sai Sudarshan plays, that is. Or yeah, it's going to be very interesting, bro. I'm very intrigued to see what India put out, the squad that they put out. Again, the third seamer is in question. Anshul Kamboj or Prasidh Krishna for you?
I think they have to play Prasidh Krishna. Like, it doesn't make sense to get an Anshul Kamboj at this moment because with Prasidh Krishna, he is a good bowler. He is a quality bowler in terms of he has a quality to play, maybe not the right temperament to play Test cricket right now. But
Yeah.
do I see India playing Anshul Kamboj right now? I don't think so. Like, to be fair, I was actually a bit not shocked per se, but actually surprised to see Anshul Kamboj in the team as a replacement over guys like Harshit Rana or someone, because I thought if someone got replaced, like if someone was to come in as a replacement, would have been Harshit Rana in general for me. Like,
Mm,
I think it's because of the fact that he's already played Test cricket and Gumby likes him, whatever it is. He did remain even in the Test squad in the beginning of the England tour also for a bit longer period than the other guys who stayed back. I mean, who played for India A. So I thought it would be him who would end up coming in, but surprisingly, it's Anshul Kamboj. But right now, for this test, I really don't see him
mm.
playing what do you call the test series. Like, it would be I don't know, bro. Like, to be fair, it's a very confusing pick if I have to be honest. Like, Anshul Kamboj in this team, for me at least, it's out of nowhere. Like, you have guys like Mukesh Kumar also who can ball, who's played for India. Like, there are so many options out there who you could have gotten. So yeah, for me, Anshul Kamboj being in this team itself is a bit surprising. So I would play Prasidh Krishna.
Yeah, dude. I think same. I think Prasidh Krishna itself, even me, I would go with Prasidh Krishna just right now because, okay, he's played two tests. I know it's not gone very well, but just again, bro, I don't like this whole idea of throwing somebody who's very young into a very high pressure, high intensity game where India have to win. There is literally no way out of this. Like, India have to win this test match to keep the series alive or draw at least. So, yeah, I think in this game, I just don't want to bring someone in who has not played Test cricket for India. Just put him straight away in the limelight. And if things don't go right, it could be a very hard career for somebody like an Anshul Kamboj from there on, right? Like, it's not going to be a very easy situation. I think it's very harsh on any youngster to come into this kind of position. So yeah, it's a tough one, but yeah, let's see what happens. Either ways, it looks like we're going to get another 5 day in Manchester.
Well,
That's the
what would you think or your reaction be if Anshul Kamboj plays instead of Prasidh Krishna?
I would not be again. Like, I think it's a very difficult pick. I again difficult pick in the sense whatever I've seen little of Anshul Kamboj, he seems like a good bowler, solid bowler who can hit the channels. But I don't know anything. I can't say anything for sure because obviously he's not played Test cricket. I've never seen him play Test cricket for India, and also the fact that very little I've seen him play in the IPL. So I wouldn't be against it, but if it was up to me, I would just go Prasidh Krishna. That's it. Yeah, I wouldn't be against the idea like completely, but it is. I think it's just a very tough situation to come into, and of course for him, he will obviously want to play. Like, there's nothing greater for you to play a first Test match in such a big series against England in England. And to be fair, bro, like at least in the past, you see all the greats that you have, like some of the greats that India have produced, like Saurav Ganguly, Rahul Dravid, played their first Test match in England and mid-series, right? So you never know. some of these things just work out in your favor and things just go well. So I hope if he does play, it does go well for him. But which way do you see this test match going?
Bro, it's difficult for me to say because I don't know who is going to start for India. I think that's the biggest, I don't know, drawback in terms of, you can, like, even with Australia, if they don't release a 11, you can predict at least 10 of the 11 players every test match. Same with England to an extent. Same with other big teams, like even South Africa, to be fair, New Zealand. You can predict the starting 11. With India right now, not even with the injuries, but without the injuries also, I feel like India's not have had a stable test team since Gambhir took in. And it's not been like 3, 4 months. It's been exactly a year since Gambhir's taken charge over this team. And since he's come in, I really have not seen any stability in the test team. I've really not seen any stability in the starting 11, at least for 2, 3 games in a row. I don't
Yeah,
think they've had the same starting 11 for at least 3 games continuously. Even the series, you look at the batting lineup from the first day of the first test match to, you know, coming into tomorrow test match, it is going to be a totally different team and you would be bamboozled. You'll be like, what's happening here? Even England, this
absolutely.
entire series have had the same team. It's just the one guy, Archer, who's come in for Tongue, if I'm not wrong. Apart
Yeah,
from that, they've had the same team no matter what. So, brother, the thing is it's very tough to assess the Indian team when you don't have a consistent test playing 11. Like, it's very hard for me to say. Very hard for me to even predict what I'll get from India. And maybe it's good and bad because it's maybe good because you don't know. You might have that X factor. You might have the surprise factor in tomorrow's. Maybe the third seam or fourth seam. Who's going to come in and play? In that sense, it is good because you don't know what you can get to an extent. Like, even
mm,
not only for us, even England might not know what's going to come their way tomorrow. You like
yeah,
who? To be fair, even today we can have a debate about will Karun Nair play number 3 or Dhruv Jurel comes in, or will Sai Sudarshan play number 3 and Karun Nair get dropped back to number 5, number 6. Like, we don't know. So there's a lot of question marks because of that. For me, really, it's very hard for me to say.
right.
If you say India's going with the same 11 like last test match, but just for the fact that Dhruv Jurel or Shardul Thakur comes in for Nitish Kumar Reddy, I think it would be Dhruv Jurel if it's a matter of replacing Nitish Kumar Reddy, and they remain with the same 11 and then get the extra. I mean, whoever, like Prasid Krishna comes back, who like Akashdeep. I
Yeah,
think that time maybe England should at least look for a draw, or not look for a draw, but I think I would say England are a bit more favorites going into the fourth test just because they won the Lords. What? And one more thing is, I feel like if the Lords test, after the Lords test, if it was just a 3 day gap, for like at least a 3 day gap, I think the emotions would have been higher than it is right now because it's been what 8 days since the test match.
yeah,
Think maybe it might have subdued a bit more that hunger or that want. I'm not saying it has. Maybe it could have, because even as fans from last week to now, it's almost a bit forgotten. I think we moved on from that to an extent.
yeah,
So maybe it might be with the players in terms of, okay, it might have gone forward. Maybe they don't have the same fire to fight like how they would have fought before. So yeah, bro, I think basically I don't know, bro. I just don't know. This Indian team under Gautam Gambhir per se has given me like a lot of confusion in between everything: their batting order, their setup, their bowling order, their approach to test matches. So I really can't sit and predict India's results because I don't know how they're going to play. So I would say, because of the uncertainty, England should go in as favorites. I think they have no excuse. Let me be like put it like that. England as a team going into the fourth test in their home conditions, playing against an injured India without a lot of their main players and without a lot of their veterans, should go into the
mm,
fourth test looking to wrap up. If they
yeah,
if they fail to do that, I think the pressure's on them and it's a failure on England not to win, because they
mm,
should be doing that. I would say
yeah,
that, because other way around, if India was going against England in the same way, in the same context, I would have expected India to finish it off with ease.
right.
So I would
Yeah,
say, if I had to put it plainly, I would have put it like that, because with the way India are uncertain in a lot of phases, not only in one area. a bit of batting, a bit of bowling, even a bit of the middle order. Like England should go in at home and go and win it. Like
And-
I think they have no excuses to not win. Like to be fair,
and-
I would put it
yeah.
like that.
Fair enough. It is, yeah, of course, just to finish it off, England have made just the one change from the third test, which is Liam Dawson. After a while, I think has come back into the England side, in place of Shoaib Bashir, who's fractured his finger. Yeah, that's the only change. It's an interesting time to be an India and England fan heading into the fourth test in Manchester again. But yeah, lots of stuff coming up around the test match. We'll be there following it thoroughly, and we'll be discussing it throughout the course of the test match itself. Set to start on Thursday. Yeah, exciting and completely
Tomorrow,
very
now,
exciting.
it's tomorrow.
Set to start tomorrow. Yes, it's set to start tomorrow. So yeah, just yeah, quite excited for it. Quite pumped. It's gonna be interesting watch. Yeah, just stay in there, hang in there, and hopefully India can get a result out of this one. Again, thanks everyone for watching. Please like and share the video, subscribe to Sports Kabri. We'll see you soon.